Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Super late model fix series time. It's been a few weeks since I've run this series. We are here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, closing out the third season of 2022. Not feeling like we're going to have the success that Dale Earnhardt Jr. had here in his late model race earlier this week, but decent field. 18 cars, pretty good strength of field. We're car number 10, so should be an interesting one. I was feeling somewhat decent about my all-time best in practice, and then I saw everybody lighting up qualifying times, and I don't feel so good about it anymore. It's going to be another back of the pack run, so we're going to go out for qualifying though. Attempt to do what I can to try to start towards the front half of the field, preferably on the inside, but we'll see what we can do. The car into the corner. Still struggling with just the speed in these things, but kind of feeling like leaning on the driving line that I took from the late model in terms of where to be on the track, not necessarily final brake. Usually my second lap is faster than my first. Pretty slow lap number 1, and we get loose out of turn number 2, or turn 4, so we're just going to bail on it. It's 14th. Not going to be good. Yeah, terrible. I was not very good there. Getting loose out of 4 just got too much throttle in with the wheel, so puts us dead last out of everybody that qualified. Reasonably, probably should have been somewhere around the 8th to 9th place range. That was probably all I was going to be good for anyway, so I guess it's a few spots, but we'll do what we can. We'll just go that so that we're good to move on. Not that we have very long, just 6 seconds. I'm actually going to go back to the default setup. I experimented with moving the brake bias back just a little bit. I don't really feel like I gained much out of it. I mean, I might have run a little bit worse into the corners, maybe rolled over on the right front, but I think I can correct that with some changes in my lifting points and braking. So let a few cars get gridded up. We are starting in 14th, so we're going to be on the outside. Pretty far back. 50 laps is going to be a pretty quick race if we do stay green. I have no idea how many cautions to expect out of this one. We're just going to try to keep it as clean as we can. Just avoid everybody, avoid any kind of carnage that happens, and hope that I can try to work my way through. That's really going to be the only way to be able to control it. And we've got somebody already running the Earnhardt late model paint scheme, so I guess it's kind of fitting here. We'll get gridded up. Should hopefully be a fun one. Hopefully we can keep it clean. Avoid some of the incidents that could potentially happen. Try to see if we can go with another incident-free race. It's nice to get that out of the Be Fixed at Darlington. Try to get that out of short track. Late models ran well. Clean. We weren't really, I mean, we were around lap traffic, but that was it. And then ARCA actually wasn't terrible either. So maybe short track full fender cars is the way to go this week because the modifieds have not been very good, but it is super late models. We know I'm pretty terrible at these. It's going to be a struggle just to hang on to them. First time I've been in it with the offset done that I've been doing in all the cars that I've run this week, so we're gonna try to make the most of it. Oh, we got one car around on pace laps. The 4 is already around, so front end damage for him. Not that it's going to affect the cars too much, but we'll see if he just tows back to the pits or if he ends up trying to catch back up to the field. I have no idea what spurred that. Looks like the 4 is going to get a spot back.
Disappeared like 1 or 2 seconds at a time.
Just working up. Looks like he is blinking a little bit, so that was
really bad.
Could potentially have been having the issue. Got a couple cars in here blinking. The 4 is blinking, which I did notice early on that his ping was pretty bad, so we'll have to watch out for that. Probably going to start third gear since we're all the way in the back, and it looks like only a couple cars behind us. Get ready to roll here. Pace car's going to be pulling off. Everybody's going to be getting grouped up.
Okay, Jake, get ready.
Leader's off and rolling.
Go, go, go.
The start looks like the 16's getting shuffled out. He's blinking, so we're gonna have to
Yellow
watch
light
out for that.
Clear.
We cleared him in the process of him blinking. So should be one spot there. Looks like I was probably driving in a bit too deep. So it's an adjustment that I'll make after seeing everybody out here. Just follow in behind the 9. If we get a chance to get around, we'll try to do it, but
Clear outside.
looks like the 14 gets loose there off of turn 4 down the front stretch, so we'll keep an eye out for that. He's going to push up into the 9. Probably try to see if the 9 works by the 14 on the outside, then that'll be the way that we try to go, but we're going to have to watch with the 5 behind us as well. He's going to work inside there through 3 and 4. Clear him out. Not really putting any kind of position goal on this race, just want to keep it clean and keep the car from sliding around. If I can do that wherever I finish, I'll be happy with. Could be the slowest one on the track, or we could be faster. 5's trying to get there. And there goes 0x, because we had nowhere to go for that one. Nowhere to go for that one. That sucks. Don't think the car is going to be damaged, but we had nowhere to go to avoid that one. Saw that wreck happening, tried to check up and then stay high, and it just came right back up the track. So I think it put us in 11th now. So 0x was short-lived. We got about 4 laps into it. No reason to come onto pit road, though. There's too many cars on track. I don't think the damage is really going to affect the car at all. So, and the laps are pretty quick here under caution.
Alright, Al, go ahead and explain how I'm feeling. Because you blocked me all the way out.
We'll have to watch that afterwards and see what happened.
Hit the grass. I could have spun you out, but I decided to back out the gas and let you save it multiple times.
It's like the 4 on pit road, 13s.
But, I mean, if you want to keep running that mouth, I got you. Don't
Talking to somebody. I don't feel like hearing that right now. Should probably just go back to not using the chat. I'm tired of hearing out the stuff, but I like to keep it on there to be able to apologize to people in the race when I make a mistake. Yeah, I had nowhere to go. Thought the outside was going to be the way to go, and wreck came back up, and it's just pinched against the wall, unfortunately. It's a pretty tough break. Getting instant point. Looks like 14 got some right front damage out of it. 9's probably going to have something. We're going to have something on the front end. That's just short track racing. Sometimes there's nowhere to go, unfortunately. But we'll get one to go next time by. Picked up a couple spots off the start. Whether or not we can keep marching forward, we'll see. Looks like the 4 has dropped out. Don't know if he was involved in that one or not. Yeah, the 9's got some right front damage. I'm sure we're going to have some front end damage as well.
Okay, Jake, get ready. Race will resume.
I keep forgetting to always do this. Guys are always talking on all teams.
Don't block me with blocking
Hey, Dean, I'm not blinking right now.
I think we're probably going to do a 3rd gear start again. It didn't seem to be all that slow, honestly. We're going to have the 5, it looks like, directly behind us. 12, I think, actually. I believe that start, but 14 did not get going compared to the 19, or the 9 anyway, so inside road just did not go. 5's going to work the outside, 11's getting shuffled out. We're going to have 3 wide. There were for a moment. Oh, that was a weird entry into 3, kind of pushed up. The 11 was coming down, 14's there on the inside. I feel like the 14's slow on the inside, so try to shuffle up, get by on the outside, because the 5 made it work, so let's see if we can try to make it happen. Looks like 12's falling back a little bit, so not a ton of pressure from behind. Really need to change my braking points to get into the corner and make it better. Just braking way too late. Looks like 14's fighting back on the inside, but getting really tight there. There's a corner pushing up. So that's where I gotta watch. That's where I feel like the outside's going to be the way to get around them. Front three have broken away, and then we've got a big pack for 4th all the way back. 14's continuing to push up. 5 getting loose there down the back stretch. So we're going to go 3 wide in the middle of 3 and 4. 14's really shoving the 11 up the track. Following behind the 11. I don't know what he's doing. He's going to take him out at some point. I want to try to get underneath him when he does that, but I'm worried that it's going to just create a 3 wide situation.
Coming on the inside.
Finally clears him. We've got the 12 to our inside. Try to work to the inside of the 14 now, although getting off at 2 is going to be really tough. Look at the run down the back stretch. I don't know if he was pushing up because he was trying to run the 11 hard, or he's just overdriving the corners. I was kind of hoping he'd continue to do it so that we could try to slide underneath him in the center of the corner. I feel like we're definitely faster than him. I don't want to lose the rest of the pack, but kind of just mired back here in 12th right now.
Right side.
He pushes up, we're going to work the inside, but again, this tight line here through 1 and 2 really kills the run off.
He's still there.
Trying to dig to the inside though.
Still there. Outside line's clear.
Alright, so we clear him, see if he crosses underneath. 9's in a battle with the 5. 11's sitting back as a passenger for this. 14's pushing in, we get contact from the 14. I had to check up because there was nowhere to go with the 11 in front. So this is just tight short track racing.
Coming up on here, there high.
Kind of watching to see which lane goes faster. 9's trying to fight on the outside of the 5. Looks like the 11's going to try to duck low. Twelve's falling back. 14's kind of falling back. 9 runs the 5 down off of 4 a little bit. Just gotta watch because the 11's really holding the inside line, and he gets turned. We get into another wreck again. Yellow flag comes out. Unfortunately, the 14 got around us. I should have laid back. I should have seen that wreck coming. That one's on me. I easily could have avoided that one. Should have laid off and then gone to the outside. I was seeing the 11 push up into the 9, and instead I pick up another 4X. That one I didn't need to. I could have laid back enough, although the 14 might have plowed over me, but 14 was going high. So we get our second caution on lap 20. Restart on the outside. Hopefully we can get a better jump behind the 5. Be able to work our way around the 14 again. We did it once. I would imagine I could do it again, but it's obviously going to be tough. Especially if on the outside we saw the 14 was running the 11. And I'm not going to stand for getting pushed up the track the entire time. But I can't really afford any more incident points, even if I didn't care what it did to my safety rating. I got to watch to not collect too many more and end up having to pit for the 16x or the 17x penalty. And that'll end the race there. I guess you could kind of make an argument I didn't really have a ton to do to avoid the
Pace car is out.
11 and the 9, but I really feel like I probably could have checked up a little bit and then got to the high side and avoided them that way as they came down the track. But it's just tight short track racing, unfortunately. It's definitely short track racing, without a doubt. I don't know where I stand in terms of pace in relation to everybody around. Probably like a 9th or 10th place car. We'll try to keep it clean, do a little bit better, avoid some more wrecks. Not succeeded at that goal, unfortunately.
Get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Five seemed like he slowed down a little bit. He was a lot quicker than us the run before this last run, but we'll see where we end up. But we're slowly inching our way forward, a couple spots at a time. See if we can do it again. Grab a couple more off of this run. restarting on lap 25, so almost halfway. Outside line kind of went and then checked back up. Like it's really loose there.
P10. Stay high.
Trying to work on the outside of the 14.
He's still there. Still there.
Just gonna continue to try to battle him on the outside.
Hold your line.
I really feel like I'm overdriving 3 and 4 though. It's the 14 to clear us. So
Alright, Jake.
watch him, see if he's gonna push up, although there could potentially be contact between the 15 and the 8 up here. The 5's gonna insert himself into that battle. Now the 8 goes around. We're gonna see that wreck coming down.
You got him on both sides.
Didn't get out of that one, got cars everywhere.
Watch out.
So, tough break there.
Cars out. Line up
I
single file.
just tried to go the middle. I don't know where I was supposed to go in that one. That one I don't know if I can take fault for, but we did pick up a couple spots there.
Of course, yellow. Pits are open.
Jeez, this is the safety rating killer, so... Yeah, not a pretty one. You saw that wreck developing well ahead of us, and just tried to split the middle, and unfortunately had cars going every which way. So as quickly as we go green, we go back under the yellow. This is the super late model fix series that I know. Cautions upon cautions. But it seems like it's been getting bigger fields and stronger fields lately compared to the open side, so I just have to start back on the first night now that my schedule's kind of reworked. If I want to run supers, deal with running open setups, knowing that I'll get killed, but hopefully get some cleaner racing in. Safety rating's going to take a hit, and I feel like 8x out of it was not avoidable and not my fault. But we're up to 8th.
Caution. Pits closed.
I guess at this rate, top 5 is possible. We could pick up a couple more spots over the next 2 or 3 green flag runs and be inside the top 5, but I'm hoping we're ahead of all the wrecks now. I don't know if there's enough cars behind us that are going to be faster, but we'll try to do what we can. Got to be conscious. 16 was blinking. People were calling him out. Looks like he's okay right now. Restarting on the outside again as well. Lined up behind the 8.
Okay, Jake. Get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
We'll try to do what we can. Have the 15 or the 9 behind us, I believe. No, 15 is going to be behind us. Mine will be on the inside. Looks like a lot of people. 12 on back, all at damage. So let's see what we can do. 20 to go once we get the green. So he got a really good restart. He was pressuring behind us. I try to shift into 5th, thinking that we're in a next-gen car.
Inside line, you got one.
Trying to fight with the 12 on the outside. 16 and the 15 are going side by side behind. We're just going to have to stay to the high side right now. I probably could have cut behind the 12. 15's working the bottom on us. 1 gets pushed up, 15 gets into us. Able to save it. Thankfully nobody gets into us, but we're going back through the field now.
Still there.
Guessing the 15 just pushed right into us. Kind of similar to what the 14 was doing.
Still there.
Trying to clear in front of the 14, and we get turned off his nose.
Right side. Clear up high.
Now we're going inside, and there's another 4x, so no caution because I am able to keep it going. Alright, we're in dead last now. And I can't turn around. No cautions coming out.
Coming up on the inside. Stay high. You got one inside.
Oh, that was embarrassing.
Keep it steady. Still there. Okay, Jake. We're in a lucky dog position. Let's see if we're clear inside. One car inside. P15. The gap to Cox ahead is increasing. It's now clear low. Got one inside. Still there.
Yeah, that was frustrating.
Yes.
Yes.
Keep it together. Hold your line. They're low.
get turning around constantly, and then, you know, just flat out could not get going again, hit the wall. Not lucky enough that the field was not quite there, and now we're a lap down and it's going green the rest of the way, so looks like it's going to be a 15th place finish.
The gap to Cox ahead is now 14 seconds. The track temperature's rising. It's now 130.
Really frustrating because I feel like I was faster than some of the cars we were running around, and fortunately, you know, didn't get the 4X until I was already turned around sliding to the inside of the track and somebody runs into me, rather than, you know, time when I got turned off the 15 and the 14, although I probably turned down into the 14. He probably was a lot closer to me than I thought.
15th place. That last lap was a 18.72.
We get to the 15, we're not going to go for payback because I don't need the black flag, and
13 seconds.
there's no reason for it. It's not going to prove anything. It's not going to solve any problems. We know the 15 just probably pushed up the track, and the 14, we've seen them be all over the place. 10 continues to get into the wall. Although so do I. Really bad. Now we're sliding in front of the 16.
Lap times are pretty consistent. The lap time was at 8 inside.
So the tires are going to hate me.
Still there. Inside's clear. Stay high. We got one inside. Still there. Inside's clear.
So of course this is the time when it goes green the rest of the way, when I could use the lucky dog.
14 seconds.
But it's all good. I definitely made my fair share of mistakes in this one, so we're still out here running, which is why I'll continue showing you guys this. Lesson learned, turn around better than what I did.
Careful, we've got a full course caution.
Oh, we get the caution, so we'll get back on the lead lap. 2 was there. Did not expect to see him. So it's going to be really tough to avoid the incident penalty. I literally cannot get anything, so how I'm going to be able to pass people in the last few laps, I don't know. I think we're probably going to have like 2 or 3 to go. But at least we got the potential to be able to pick up a spot if somebody wrecks. Not likely, but you never know. We'll take a look and see what happened with both the 15 and the 14 as well, and see. Just hate, you know, if we wouldn't have those wrecks that popped up in front of us, then I wouldn't be worried about the incident count, but fortunately, because of how it went, I have to be. Lucky dog going high. So at least we get back on the lead lap. Whether or not I'm faster than anybody, we'll have to see.
Pits are open.
Any spot I can pick up right now, I'll be happy with. We might try to grab some repairs since we're already going to be in the back.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Pit lane speed limit is 35.
No
miles
idea.
per hour. 2,
Hopefully it's not going to hurt me and
Box now.
be required. No, it's all optional, so try to get something repaired. Something's better than nothing. Not that it's really going to make much of a performance distance difference, but grab something out of it. back up to the field. I think if it's going to be 2 to go this time, we're going to try to grab one more stop. Looks like we are just going to finish under yellow, so not going to matter. We're going to finish 15th. Not much I could do there. Tough break. I hate that there's a race ended under caution, but you know, it's what it is. Super late fixed for you. Going back to how it's always been with Wreckfest and whatever. I don't want to hear kids arguing. Finish out this last lap. So we finished dead last of everybody on the track. One spot off where we qualified. Not really our fault, aside from the fact that, you know, I couldn't get myself turned around, but I wasn't making a difference with being in 15th. We were going to be in 15th no matter what, so. Real frustrating.
Pits are open.
Cross the line, finish the race off. And go take a look at everything and see how much I could have avoided and how much I had nothing to do with. Because it's not fun.
15th place. That's it. We're done.
Alright, let's jump from the back and see everything that happened, because it's probably not going to look real pretty. Keep it up a little bit. So, we're going to go forward a couple laps. You're going to see the 14 and the 9 running. And contact's going to happen here. 5 is working to our inside. So you got contact up ahead, and the 14 runs up the track into the 9, which he did the exact same thing to the 11 when we saw him, so kind of was just standard. 4's blinking there. 4 gets into the wall. Okay, so that's how this one happens. Yeah, I had... Alright, so let's watch this up ahead with the 4, because that's where this all happens. So the 4's trying to come down out of the corner, thinks he's clear behind the 15, maybe a bit of netcode, then gets... Once he hits the 15, it sends him up. It's going to send him straight out into the wall. So he's trying to turn it, trying to get on the brakes. You can see the little bit of the slide there in the lockup, and then this is when he gets loose coming off the corner, and the 14 just runs right into the left side of him, turns him around. He's going to end up getting sideways here. 9 piles into him. And then by that point, I had nowhere to go as the 4 goes down the track and the 9 goes up the track. So we get our first 4X there, and I'm not really sure where I could have gone. I mean, we can take a look at it from behind and see. I guess about the only thing I could have done was try to get on the brakes a little bit sooner. Honestly, I thought I was going to be able to go to the high side here, and you can see I'm on the brakes as hard as I possibly could. Like, there was nothing I could have done differently at that point, so that's just tough break there. So let's jump ahead to all the way up here. Now you got the 11 and the 9. 5's working the inside. So we finally got by the 14. Just took a while because he was, again, kind of all over. You got 5 running into the 9, gets the 9 loose. Maybe I didn't really have anywhere to go on that one. That one's kind of hard to tell. Because the 5 kind of pushes up. Sorry. Still hear this and I'm really tired of it. 5 gets into the 9 there. That's going to send the 9 up the track. Gets him also loose. So we've got the 11 who's there. The 11 just drives into the left side of the 9. Yeah. Jumped on the brakes a bit too late, but I guarantee you if I would have jumped on the brakes any sooner, we would have been rear-ended by the 14. So that one is kind of tough to say. I know I told myself during the race I should have broke sooner, tried to avoid that one. That one was a bit tougher there. I mean, you guys can let me know about all these and tell me what you think. But we're gonna go green again. We're gonna have the 14 to the inside. This is gonna be an even bigger wreck. So I believe this one's gonna start further forward. So 15 is gonna look low on the 8. Let's see where the contact happens. Okay, so the 8 kind of turns down. Let's go look at that and actually see what happened there. The 8 and the 15 are still arguing about this. So 8's running there. Oh man, that's all right. Let's see. Let's watch this again. I'll watch this on the 15 side. 15's going straight here down the backstretch. Actually, kind of turns left to avoid the 8. And then the 8 just starts. Yeah, that's on the 8, I think. I think the 8 just starts turning down into the 15 when he is not clear. So then 8 goes to the inside, goes up the track. 14 gets right into him. 5 gets into him. So let's see how we got involved in that. Because I thought I had split the wreck, and I apparently did not. So I can see that wreck happening. It's going low. Then I see it coming up high. So I actually got into the 5 because I got on the brakes there. I should have probably checked up more. I had the room to check up a little bit more out of this one. Should have stayed on it. And I knew I had to get off the brakes a little bit. Otherwise, the car was just going to go into a slide and it wasn't ever going to make the corner. So that's why I kind of let off the brakes a little bit to help it rotate. I thought I was going to be able to cut down here. Then when I saw that, I had to get back on the brakes. Unfortunately, we get into the 5. So I think that got us the Ford X. And then we kind of cut down. I think we get netcode out of this from the 5. Because the 5 is going to bounce off the 14. Yeah, there's really bad netcode out of the 5 there. And then that put us slow, so the 16 actually gets into us, who sends us into the 12. So there was your next wreck. And we get to watch this joyous restart. This whole thing is just crap. Working the outside of the 12. 12's getting the advantage. Just trying to... that was the point right here where I could have cut in, and I stayed high. The 15 drove underneath me. So let's see where the 15... So working the outside. Oh, man, that's kind of tough. Let's see. I'll look at it from the 15's perspective. So the 15's turning down in... I was expecting him to follow the 12... he kind of pushes up a little bit, like he's going, and then he kind of stops turning. And I was continuing down. I was expecting to be a little bit lower, but I probably should not have cut down as far as I did. So that one, I don't know, you can call that kind of a 50-50, if not more like, 70-30 on my part. Like, I'll take more of the blame for that one for turning down more than I should have. So we go into the 4-wheel slide. No clue how I save it. 16 gets by. 9 gets by. Here comes the 14. Let's see what happens with the 14. So I'm still running high, trying to avoid them. Oh. Let's look at it from the 14's perspective. I think this is a bit of... I was trying to make my entry. He was not quite there. And he just gets us the left rear. Yeah. I want to sign it to the 14 because I was not happy with how he drove, but gotta be realistic. I think, honestly, it's a combination of I was braking a little bit sooner because I knew the tires were hot, so I was trying to come in a little bit slower. And then he wasn't, and he just kind of made just enough contact with my left rear to send me around. So anything malicious, no. More of a just a simple accident, and then this is when, get myself turned around, lock it down, waiting for caution, doesn't come out, so did a terrible job at turning around, and then, yeah, that, we don't need to see any more of that, so, I don't know, first 3 wrecks, third one probably was the one that I could have avoided the most. The other two, yeah, not so much. Last deal, I don't know. Don't cut down so far on the 15. Maybe I don't get turned around and the whole thing doesn't happen. But the deal with the 14 is what ended me, and I don't know how much differently I could have handled that one, honestly. So let's take a look at the results. They're not going to be pretty. It's going to be a massive loss everywhere. 32, 34 strength of field, 3 splits. Really wish I could have gotten out of this one clean. It would have been nice. Lost a good bit of safety rating, good bit of I rating back under 3100. A lot of times we weren't even remotely close to anybody. We never got the chance to really get into any kind of rhythm or any kind of run. We were always battling traffic. So short track racing, yeah, I guess that's about all you could say. Obviously we had pretty high incident count. You can see the 5 was up there, the 16 or the 14 was up there. It's just, I don't know, tough breaks. Good job for the 12 for finishing back through all those mayhem and still coming out with 0x. Good for him. Yeah, tough race. Just it's really hard to get any kind of rhythm. And guys, just when you got that many wrecks happening right in front of you, I got to be aggressive and try to go for the passes with only 50 laps. But you're in vulnerable positions. That's just the reality of it. So tough break, like I said, might be something that I look at running the open side. It seems to be a little bit cleaner, and if I only there's only a couple good races a week and I have to target those, and that's just what it is. I mean, obviously I'll get killed with the setup, but maybe I can spend some time during week 13 and learn about tuning on these cars a little bit more. Feel free, love to hear from you guys. All the feedback, tell me how bad I did, how much of it was really my fault and completely avoidable when I think that I couldn't avoid it. Love to hear you guys. Love to hear the honest feedback. It always makes me happy. And I try to take all of it to heart and learn as much from it as I can. Doesn't mean I can always implement those things right off the bat, but I really try to learn them and work on them. So sorry for crap finish. We were doing pretty good. Unfortunately, it just went the wrong way, but we'll do what we can. It's tough. Short track has either been really good or really bad this week, and this is one that I decided to show you guys. So tough breaks, but got to bounce back from them, learn what I can, and try to just keep having some fun. So until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.